Welcome in, everybody, as we put the final touches on this Week 8 season of the NFL. We got a 27-14 game right now with the Steelers winning. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. A lot to talk about in this one. A slow start for the Steelers for sure. But then they came out, they made it work, and now they're going to win and move to 3-4 on the season. What's up, everybody? Colleen Wolfe here with D'Angelo Hall, James Jones, and Michael Robinson.
Peace. What's going on, Pete?
So let's talk about the Steelers first, because right now they didn't come out strong out of the gate.
No, they started slow.
Yeah. Especially Mason Rudolph looked pretty shaky at first.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was rust or whatever the case may be, but he did look shaken up a little bit. But I mean, did they not just lean on James Conner in this run game whenever they got in a rut? I mean, whenever this offense slowed down, they turned around and handed the ball off, and they were in 21 personnel. That's what I love. Roosevelt Nix was in the game fullback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's how you got to. That's the way this offense has to go when you don't have a Ben Roethlisberger in the lineup. It has to go through the run game to provide, play action pass opportunities for the young quarterback. But I thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers, they finished this game, and they're still finishing this game very well.
And James Conner, he did just get hurt, and he went to the locker room. So hopefully it's nothing serious for them after a really good night for him. They finally got him running.
Yeah, they're going to need that, too, because when the game started, it was all man-to-man across the board.
Yep.
We're going to lock up on these wide receivers. We're going to shut down James Conner. Once he got going, they started playing some zone coverage, got the young boy Rudolph comfortable, and he made some throws. But he's going to have to make a lot of tight window throws because teams is going to come in, play man-to-man. 30 is not going to beat us, James Conner. So you're going to have to make some throws. And he did. He settled down a little bit and made some, but he's going to have to make some more.
You know what, though? It seems like this team missed Antonio Brown. I mean, and look, I mean, whatever. It just seems like defenses are just sitting on this run game, sitting on this offense, and it's just no space there for guys like Juju Smith.
But to be honest, this is the time for AB, too, though. No Ben Roethlisberger, you need a guy that's going to create that instant separation and win those one-on-one matchups, and that'll make it easy on the young quarterback. They're not really giving him a lot of separations. Them throws he was making, it wasn't a lot of room to make those throws.
It was some extremely tight windows. Even the good throws you saw Mason Rudolph make were still some tight windows. So like you talked about, that separation, you just weren't quite seeing it. I also think that this Pittsburgh team kind of thought they were going to get a pushover. Man, the Dolphins team. The Redskins ain't very good. They just beat them. And so, like I've always said, this Miami Dolphins football team with Ryan Fitzpatrick out there is a different football team. That team gives them a chance to win because they will still compete and they'll fight. It was when you got Josh Rosen out there that you saw the young players still trying to figure it out. Defenses were fooling them a little bit. He was making a lot of mistakes.
What do you do with Josh Rosen there? What do you do with him?
I mean, what are you doing now?
Sitting on the bench? You got to see what you got.
Everybody's saying we need to see more. We need to see more. We have seen enough.
I think we've seen enough.
Rosen. We've seen enough. He's gotten the game. He has plenty of opportunities to show us that we know it's not a lot of weapons around him. The same ones as around Fitzpatrick. But when he goes out there, it's like, okay, he's getting a little bit done. Josh Rosen gets nothing done when he takes the football field. So how long as a coach if you're trying to get your first win, you're going to stay with Rosen?
That's true. But even last week with the Dolphins, we talk about them kind of coming out a little bit stronger, especially in this game. But it was the same thing last week against the Bills. They were up 14-9. It would have been 21-9 if Trey White didn't have that pick in that game. So this team, at points, it looks frisky somehow, some way. And they have guys making plays out there like Preston Williams. In the first quarter, he looked good, but then he fell off.
Because Pittsburgh got after him. He started putting people on him.
I was going to say, it's easy to make a play. It's easy to make 2 or 3 plays. It's hard to play down in and down out through the course of 4 quarters. That's what separates really good players from average players. The average players can be good in flashes, in quick spurts, but can you be good continuously? And that's what this Miami Dolphins team is trying to figure out. Even the slow start from Pittsburgh, that's what we saw. We saw them kind of, all right, we got to get going a little bit. And then when they got going, we were like, all right, they look all right.
And listen, I was on the Raiders. Our roster was no good. We started 0-10, and we knew we had to play a perfect game.
You don't play no more, right?
I know.
You keep saying we like you're in the locker room right now.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
I thought you were a Packer, though. I thought you was a Packer,
that too, man. Come on, man. You're going to tell my whole story? It's all good. But you have to play a perfect game. If the Dolphins want to win, you cannot turn the ball over. You got to convert on 3rd down. And that's the only way you're going to win some
I was about to say, Ryan Fitzpatrick, turning the ball over.
That's
the one thing about him.
Picks too.
I know.
2 picks tonight for him against his old team. I love it. The game is final, everybody. The Steelers have won, so let's relive it from the beginning. And you know who that is, Juju
I mean, what we got going, though?
I don't know. Is that a pair?
He always does the mismatch,
That's
too.
what
I
I'm
love it.
saying. He's saying, okay.
No score. And Mason Rudolph, the first pass of the game from him, intercepted there by Xavier Howard.
We were talking about. This is the start slow.
You see the coverage, though. Tight coverage, man.
It was. He came to him late, though.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see Xavier Howard challenge Juju more, man. I didn't see that matchup I wanted to see throughout the course of this game.
Here's Ryan Fitzpatrick here, hits Albert Wilson for the 5-yard touchdown.
You know he has to go to Juju, too, in the pass game. You should want that.
Yeah, so the Dolphins, they take the early lead, 7-0. Now, next Dolphins possession, Ryan Fitzpatrick throws to Allen Hurns.
2 missed tackles, 3 missed tackles. Carry the fourth one into the end zone.
Everybody trying to strip the ball.
That goes to the goal line, make the tackle,
Exactly, man. What you doing right here? What you doing right here?
Coach, I was going for the ball. That's why I missed the tackle.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so the Steelers fans, they obviously can't believe what is going on right now. Second quarter, under 2 minutes left, and Ryan Fitzpatrick's pass is deflected by Luke O'Leary.
That ain't on it. That ain't on
No, that ain't on Fitzpatrick, but tips and overthrows.
Yeah.
Gotta get the right spot.
Fitzpatrick picks off Fitzpatrick there. Okay. 6 plays later, 26 seconds left. Mason Rudolph hits Deontay
defense y'all
Johnson.
playing, D-Hall?
Now, I got a problem with this.
They supposed to be playing cover 0.
Wait, though.
You gotta pass that off.
3rd and 20, and you go 0?
I've had some coordinators do the same thing
Really?
to me 4 times in a row.
Man, why you didn't check out of that yourself?
Check the sound bite out. I tried to check out of it. I'm cussing them out in the locker room.
Look at how much separation he gets, too.
Well, it
But I'm
doesn't look
just
like
saying,
Xavier
that's
Howard knew they were in.
Oh, no. Xavier Howard knew. He just thought they were going to pass it off. But if you don't communicate and talk about it, how can you do it?
Over 14 yards he had there of separation.
See that block?
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, over 14 yards means somebody ain't doing their job.
Yeah, that's not good. That ain't good. Third quarter, Dolphins trying to improve upon their league worst. 93 second half scoring differential. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens here.
So what you saying, Colleen? They're not good
It
in the second
hasn't
half?
been
That's a
great.
punt.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, he takes the deep shot there.
That's a good punt right there,
That's
though.
PKR, like street football, right?
3rd and 10.
Minka
You're not
Fitzpatrick
going
again.
to get it. Let's just throw it down the field.
Ryan Fitzpatrick has no conscience either.
Next Steelers possession, Mason Rudolph throws it up to Juju, and he makes an incredible catch
He
there.
on borrowed time.
Goes up
man.
for it, comes back down.
But that's what you
26-yard
need right
touchdown.
there. This is how it's going to be. It's going to be tight window throws. You're going to need Juju to make these plays and the other receivers on the team to make those plays to help the young boy out.
I need to
Nice
see him do
job
it more
by
on the
him.
outside.
Next Dolphins drive, Ryan Fitzpatrick scrambles, and hey, you know what? He's like, I'm just going to get this first down. Okay,
He's selling
guys,
out,
here
though.
we go. Yeah, Mike Tomlin challenges the play. You can take another look.
And he's now.
It would be respotted, the ball, measured short of the line right there.
He ain't had no
Watch
Ryan
out,
Flores.
watch out, man.
Oh, he is hot right
Yeah, man.
there.
It's a TV camera.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm with you, though, dog. We're trying to win. At least your team know that you out there trying to win.
True.
I'll
Let's
take
go to
that
the
from my
fourth
coach.
quarter. Steelers driving, and James Conner runs up the middle there and gets the 9-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that's how you finish, not the quarterback slide.
Not the slide we saw earlier, yeah.
Hey, when I say that, too, I ain't seen too many running backs do that.
And it was in the third quarter, and you were down.
He did leave the game, though, with the shoulder injury, guys, so we'll keep you updated on that. 2 Dolphins drives later. T.J. Watt makes the great play there, gets the ball away from Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Close all night.
Sack, fumble, recovery. Great job there.
Take a picture.
J.J. Watt, I'm sure, watching, very happy, as you just saw on the screen. So the Steelers, they go on to win
46, so you know what to do.
27-14. That's my favorite, watching them just kind of try to figure it out in real time.
Hey, you better go run in. Yeah, you better run in there with a pose, though.
You gotta have a pose, right?
Yeah. All right, so they get the win at
Ain't
least.
going there like that, man.
know.
Oh, man, good win, though.
But we did talk about Minka Fitzpatrick, and he had a lot of plays in this game, good plays. He had the 2 picks, and when you look at that trade now, I mean, this was obviously a great move for Minka to be able to go from the Dolphins to the Steelers, but how do you like it for the Steelers? Because it's obviously paying off at this point.
Yeah, it's paying off. Minka Fitzpatrick, I think, is an exceptional football player. He can do a lot of different things for you, and he helps solidify that secondary. When you think about having Tremaine Edmonds back there as one safety, and then Minka Fitzpatrick, you got your 2 bookend safeties for the next 10, 12 years.
Absolutely.
Now, you obviously didn't expect to be as bad as you are, though. Now, what if this is a top 5 pick? Are we still saying the same thing? I don't know. We kind of were debating that earlier.
Well, I think they can live with this pick because at the end of the day, you're going to get Big Ben back next year. And they needed secondary help. And, I mean, it's going to be hard to go in the draft and say we want a safety and he's going to turn out to be Fitzpatrick. So, I mean, they had to deal this trade. He didn't want to be in Miami, so Miami like, okay, you got to go. So I like it for both sides of the ball. They're going to get a high pick, but it's a pick that the Steelers needed. And they were banking on Big Ben being there, defense being better, but I like the pick.
You can't discount the pressure that the front seven creates, though. I mean, Cameron Howard had a sack tonight. T.J. Watt had 2 sacks. Bud Dupree on a contract year had a sack. I mean, when you got 4 guys that can get after the quarterback, a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick that's going to throw you some. You mentioned it, D.R. You said he'll have a conscience. He'll just throw it. Hey, just throw it to you.
This is year 15, man. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'd have been benched already this season. Now I'm back in. I'm finna throw this thing.
Let's take a look at those T.J. Watt plays while we're talking about him right now, because he had a night. We saw the strip sack fumble for him, and this comes the day after his brother was hurt on the field, season-ending pec injury for him. So a little bittersweet, I guess, weekend for the Watt family, but this was nice for JJ to watch his brother. Here he is there. Very happy with that. Beast mode. And our own Mike Giardi had a chance to catch up with T.J. Watt after the game.
It was 14-0. They had you reeling a little bit. What changed defensively for you?
I think just being able to tighten the coverage up and getting more aggressive with the rush. We feel really confident in everybody we have on defense, and we knew we were smashing the run all game. It was just a matter of being able to attack them in the passing game. And once our offense started rolling a little bit, it helped us out too.
Game still hung in the balance late third quarter. They had a 3rd and short and a 4th and short. Fitzpatrick twice. You held them. Was that sort of a little energy to push you over to the top?
Definitely. Anytime you get a big 3rd and 4th down stop, it's big for momentum for not only the defense but for the offense as well. And we just want to keep building on these performances and putting out good film and film that we can learn from.
Yeah, 2 wins before the bye, a win coming off the bye. Has this kick-started your season?
I don't know, man. I don't want to look too far ahead. We've done that before, and we just want to take it one game at a time right now and assess the film and get ready for next week in a few days here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So T.J. Watt there, of course, the Steelers coming off the bye week, and I think that helped them a little bit, even though they did have the slow start. But this defense, it has some playmakers on it with Devin Bush there, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and now T.J. Watt. So this is a defense that I think can probably carry this team a little bit if they have their offensive playmakers starting to step up a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, but this defense, I don't know if it's a suffocating defense yet. I don't know if it's that defense that can just totally shut an offense out and carry a team like we're seeing with the San Francisco 49ers. But do they have special players? Absolutely. Look at T.J. Watt right here. I mean, he splits a double team, gets another sack, another fumble like his brother tweeted. They have guys on the linebacker side with Devin Bush. They traded up to get him in the draft, and they have guys on the back end. But sometimes they give up a big play here and there. Yeah. Sometimes it seems like in the 4th quarter these guys get blocked. Yeah. You know, when you see that they have the ability to take over games.
I believe they got the ability to take over games. They wouldn't have 3 wins if it wasn't for the defense. I just think the young fella, Rudolph, needs to understand it's okay to punt. Don't turn the ball over, give the defense short fields. But if he knows it's okay to punt, these offenses got to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives, 80 yards. This defense is built to stop people, and they'll win a lot of ball games if they do that. Don't turn the football over.
You're right. Mason Rudolph needs to protect the football. Yeah. This defense, to me, though, like M-Rob said, it's just something about them that just is not doing it for me. You look at them on paper, though, they have the players to go hand in hand with dominating defense. But you just don't see it, and especially knowing the way Pittsburgh defenses were kind of up there with them Ravens-style defenses where you always knew what you were going to get. Watching them get hit in the mouth right here from the start of the game made me think, hey, I don't know if this is the caliber defense.
You told us they came out saying, hey, the Dolphins got beat by the Redskins. So they like, man, we coming out here, we finna, dominate, and then they got hit in the mouth. Wake up.
Good defenses, it doesn't matter. Yep, they're going to come out and jump on you. What, you think the 49ers care? They don't care who they
got hit in the mouth and came back, though.
You're right. They did. But I just want them to start fast.
I'm with you.
They want to win.
Absolutely.
This team, the way they're constructed without Big Ben, that defense has to start fast.
100%.
And Mason Rudolph, when you look at the game that he put together tonight, he did have a couple really nice throws that he had. Yeah. But he also had moments where he wouldn't step up in the pocket. He was backpedaling, just unnecessarily, not throwing the ball away, like just not living for another play. What did you think of his night in general?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a decent night, other than the pick. He was inaccurate at some throws, but 20 for 36, 251 yards. I mean, they won the game,
right?
And they leaned on the run game, and he made the plays that he had to make. He just needs to understand this: you're not Ben Roethlisberger. This team is built in a certain way that a guy like Ben Roethlisberger can go out there and win you games. You're not him, so lean on the guys around you. Take the check down. Like you guys said, it's okay to punt.
Okay.
Take the easy throw. If it's 3rd and 3, take the 4-yard pass. That's all he needs to do. Not lose the game. You don't have to go out there and be Ben Roethlisberger and go win it.
And trust me, the coaching staff understands that this is a young kid. These type of mistakes are gonna happen. But the biggest thing they don't want him to do is make these throws where you're throwing off your back foot, trying to make a super play and be big Ben Roethlisberger, and you're turning the ball over. No, if it's not there, like Imran said, check it down. If it's okay to punt, live for another down, but you're going to have plays where he should step up in the pocket. He's not. He's young. We see it from all the young quarterbacks. He's going to make these mistakes, but if it's one thing that I took out the game, take care of the football and let your defense play some ball.
Let me ask you one thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that the Pittsburgh Steelers has a number 1 receiver. I'm not saying.
That's
I'm
why
not
you
saying
keep
Juju
saying
ain't that
AB
good.
on the TV.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Juju ain't good, but I'm just.
Yeah.
He's not that guy that's going to get you 15 touchdowns, have 1,500 yards. He's going to get the 100 receptions.
Yeah.
He's that guy in between the numbers.
Yeah.
Do you think he's that legitimate number 1 guy that if I'm a quarterback, I can sit on my 5th step and wait on him to win?
Well, no. I feel like he still has a lot of work to do, and he's not really explosive off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And that's my thing when it comes to Juju.
Yeah.
And when you're playing with a young quarterback, like I said, you're going to get a lot of man-to-man. You're not going to get zone. You're not going to get the number 2 corner no more because AB was there. So you're going to have to win immediately, and I don't think that Juju has that right now in his game to win immediately. Good route runner, but explosive off the line of scrimmage. He's not giving that immediate separation so Rudolph could get the ball out of his hands. He's waiting, he's holding, and then he's making the bad throws. He's giving up some chances. He made one big play, but he's not really a big-time receiver to win off the line of scrimmage like that.
That was dope, though. That was a dope breakdown because with young quarterbacks, you're right. I want to make myself available as fast as possible in case this guy gets in trouble.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, and some of those 50-50 balls, they were just great plays by the receiver. We they ended up in completions, but it was a couple times when we saw this offense, all Mason Rudolph did was drop back and throw it.
Right.
Just throw the fade and gave his receiver a chance, and they made plays. Even the questionable PI call, that they called as a PI, I thought was a great pass. I mean, to me, that pass was even better than the Juju one that he took off the guy's helmet.
And a big concern, too, is when you really know that he's struggling as a number 1 wide receiver, when you know it's man-to-man and you move him to the slot. That means he's not winning on the outside because it's harder to win on the outside because you don't have a lot of room.
Yeah.
When you get to the slot, it's a lot of field to cover. You give him a better chance to get open. And they moved to the slot. He made some plays, but yeah.
His first game over 100 yards receiving this year, and you look at last year, Juju Smith-Schuster had 8 games over 100 last year.
Yeah, because he had that beast on the other side. On the other side.
And he had a different cat throwing him the ball, too. That helps.
That's a lot of changes. This team looks a lot different than it did last year, but one thing does remain the same. Mike Tomlin is the head coach, and here he is after the game.
An opportunity to stack winning performance on top of winning performance, something that we hadn't done, and to do it coming off of a bye. Hopefully we'll be able to establish rhythm as we move forward. We're excited about pushing forward to our next challenge. We're on a short week. We get an opportunity to be 4-4 at the turn, and where we've been, that's significant. We don't take that lightly. We appreciate tonight, though. We'll enjoy this, and then we'll start the process of preparing for the next big challenge. A lot of congratulations to go around. I thought a significant element of it is we won the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And so when you're doing that as the game wears on, it has the chance to be more significant. We're in manageable 3rd downs. We're able to possess the ball. We're able to put them in some unfavorable 3rd downs. And so that's how it kind of unfolded. Wasn't a fluid start that we were looking for, but you don't always get what you want. I like the mettle that the guys showed. They didn't blink in all 3 phases. They complemented one another, and we were able to persevere. So excited. But again, on a short week. We got to prepare with an edge moving forward. From an injury standpoint, Ramon Foster had a concussion. He's in the protocol. Benny Snell's getting his knee evaluated. Marquise Pouncey hurt his calf but was able to finish the game. James Conner has got a shoulder, AC, being evaluated. We'll know more about those guys. I'll update you guys tomorrow at our normal press conference. But really excited. Good to get Mason back in the fold. He knocked a little rust off and got going and found some rhythm. Gave guys an opportunity to make plays, and guys made those plays in one-on-one circumstances. Questions?
Did you think it was just rust in the early going for Mason?
Not only for him, but for all of us. You know, there's always that angst when you're coming off of a bye week of warming up to the action. I thought we could have started faster, not only with him, but you know, all of us. You know, I'd like to see our defense keep him out of the end zone when we turn the ball over, for instance. That's some area of complementary ball that we've been focused on. That was a failure. And so we all got to start faster.
Coach, what did you see from Deontay Johnson tonight, just his continued progression?
You know, he's a guy that's getting better every week. He's also a guy that we have to manage in terms of exposure and snaps. You know, he's a young guy, the wear and tear and all of that stuff. He's getting better. The key is to keep him fluidly moving upward, and he's done that. We don't need any steps backwards, and he's gaining experience and making some plays for us.
Mike, if you speak that 97-yard drive, and you mentioned line of scrimmage and how you guys were able to get those down to distances, especially on that drive.
Yeah, just, you know, and I think I was probably referring to that drive just largely when I was talking about it became more evident winning the line of scrimmage as the game wore on. That's what you want. That's what you strive for. It's also important that you get stops subsequently after that in an effort to build upon it. And I thought we were able to do both.
Is Minka being any more fired up for that game than he has been so far?
Minka's kind of a flatliner. I doubt it was anything personal or anything of that nature. He's got the same general demeanor just about every weekend. Not that I've been around him a bunch of weekends, but he's steady Eddie in terms of his approach, very professional.
The OPI on Johnson, do you have any clarity as the season stretches on of what they're looking for there?
I'm not getting into that.
Anyone else? What about Rosie and the job he did as a blocker there?
Man, Rosie's presence was significant. It's probably not coincidence. His first game back, we were able to get the run game going in kind of a big way. He's a significant component of it, but we've known that. You know, Rosie's been a part of us and been a significant component of that for a long time. It's good to have him back out there.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Mike Tomlin there at Heinz Field. On the other side of things, we have Brian Flores waiting on his first win. Let's listen in.
No, there's plays to be made out there. You know, we made a few plays early. There's some other plays that were available to us we didn't make. We need those are plays we need. So I thought we came out strong. You know, in the first half, and like you said, there were still a couple plays we could have made, but we just didn't make them.
Was more able to get pressure in the first half by blitzing, doing a lot of different things.
Yep.
And it seemed like you got caught there with the one with the long touchdown to Johnson that wide open. I guess you kind of live and die by it.
You know, I think, you know, I think the guys did a good job defensively, getting pressure on them. We wanted to stay with it. You know, I don't have any regrets on the call. I mean, I think, you know, they made a play, just like we had made some plays prior to that defensively, and you know, we just move on.
Was that you asking X to cover Deontay on that play, the outside? Supposed to be a man, I guess, there.
Yeah, it's a blitz, so everybody's in man coverage. Yes.
What was the reason for the timeout before the
Wanted to take a look at what they were in.
20 yards to go, what was the nature of being so aggressive?
I want to be aggressive. I mean, we can second guess a lot of calls, and I'm not going to second guess that one. I think we'd had success with the call, and you know, they made a play. But at the same time, it's 14-10 at halftime. We had opportunities in the second half. We didn't take advantage of them. I'm not going to sit here and say that was the play that was the detriment of the game. I mean, we turned the ball over 4 times. So, as a total team, we didn't do enough to win the game, and and it's easy to look at one play and say that's the one, but there's 150 other plays in the game.
Well, what was the issue on that? There's a lot of plays, but the momentum you seem to have control of the game. The momentum seems to swing.
Momentum shifts. There's ebbs and flows in every game. So, you got to deal with, that's part of playing, in the National Football League. So, look, if you can't deal with, a momentum shift, then that's part of the game. We got to be able to overcome that, move on, play a good second half, and and I'm not going to make excuses on one play. It's never one play. It's a series of plays. And we didn't make them, especially in the second half.
What was the issue? What was the issue on the remeasurement, the yardage on that questionable first down?
So just listening to Brian Flores there, I mean, that's a brutal situation that he's in. They're 0-7. You saw the graphic on the bottom of the screen. The Dolphins as a whole, 0-10, going back to 2018.
Keep fighting, dog.
And as we're listening, James, you're like, yes. I know it. I've been there, 0-10.
I've been there. I've been 0-10 with the Raiders, man. And you come home after 0-3, and you like, we right there, we close. Like he said, it wasn't just one play. We're going to make these plays. Next, we're going to win the game. Come home 0-7. You like, watch this next game. We're going to win. Then you lose that next one. Lose that next one. You like, man, we might not win a game. But I've been there, and I've been in the locker room, and trust me, guys are always fighting. We were going out there every Sunday expecting to win the ball game. It wasn't happening, but we felt like this week is going to be the week. They just got to keep pounding. I've been there, and I've been worse than you, Flores. You ain't on the TV no more, but I've been worse than you, okay? Shoot, you 0-7. I've been 0-10, so you got a little ways to go to catch me. But they just got to keep fighting. They came out of this game, played well. That play before the first half, I wish they would have played zone, come up, tackle. It's 3rd and 20 with a young QB, though.
Oh my
with
goodness.
A young QB, just come up and tackle, and you're in this ball game. And like you said, you could communicate and still stop them, but that was a big play in that game. Yeah. And listen, when you're losing games, you don't make plays like that if you want to win, and it's hard. But they'll get out of the doghouse, and they'll find a way to win. But I've been there, man, and it's hard. It's hard going into every locker room every day losing.
They'll try and turn it around.
Well, I mean, you say it's losing ball, and I mean, I understand Coach Flores because that call. You sit back and you give them time, or do you just go after them? You go after them, and we're not talking about this. If all you saw was Xavier Howard tell that other corner. In and out. Yeah. He runs the slant, number 2 comes down and hits him. And so, those are the little things we talk about. I've never been 0-10, but I've been 1-6, 1-7. Mm-hmm. And, like you said, in this league, it's so close. It only takes a little bit. And we ran off 7 in a row. Yeah. And so, I don't think this Miami team can run off 7 in a row. But the point is that fine of a line between winning a football game and losing a football game. Because if they make that stop, I guarantee the momentum shift of Pittsburgh not getting that last score to go up, or to make it 10-14 right before the half, this is a different Pittsburgh team.
But even with that, we all know as a receiver, when we see empty, in our mind, we like, if I break one tackle, if I catch it and break one tackle, I'm gone. So even to be in that on 3rd and 20, I can see if it's 3rd and 2 you trying to do, but 3rd and 20 to give that up, man, that's
a losing ball, guys. Y'all can say, y'all can talk all around it all you want. That's losing ball.
Rob, their best defensive player. Like, I like the call. I don't mind the call. Like, you heard me earlier say I cussed my coach out. We called it 4 times in a row. And it's Tony Romo. At some point, Romo is going to figure it out, know what you're in, and beat you. And he did. But that play, I don't mind. I just need Xavier Howard to hustle, communicate the in and out. You're the captain of that team, man. You're the highest paid player, right? Come on, man. That's a play he needs to make. That's on him. Not Coach Flores, in my opinion.
Now, in terms of the Steelers, one of the big reasons that they were able to win the game today was they were able to run the ball with James Conner. Obviously, we heard that he left the game with a shoulder injury. We're not sure how serious it is, but if James Conner has to, I guess, miss a significant amount of time, what does that do to this team? How detrimental is it?
Is that a real question?
I know.
He's one of the
He's the best player on the team right now. On the offense.
On offense right now, he's the one thing you can count on.
Yeah.
That running game, that system, the offensive line, his abilities to be able to get the ball down the football field. But they do have other backs. They do have Benny Snell, who's averaging 4.6 yards a carry, and they have Jalen Samuels, who's more of a threat in the passing game. But yeah, you cannot lose James Conner and think that everything is just going to be cool. Especially that you're going to have Ben Roethlisberger.
And it's an AC shoulder injury, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
And that hurts, man.
Yeah. Man,
it hurts.
Lingers. That hurts every time you bang up, man, and come on.
I hear what you're saying. I done had my shot up before, man, and it ain't.
Don't feel it after the game.
But before the thing is, your body can't handle too many of those. You don't want to do that too much.
Like, I'm a corner, and I hurt mine, and I went and tried to play. I mean, I still got the knot on my.
It never goes away.
Really?
It's there forever.
I got both.
Everybody's got one?
Yeah,
I got
it. Join the club. We all got one of them knots on that shoulder. It's going to happen, but. I mean, hopefully don't hold him out too long. But, I mean, you're talking about a guy not only in the run game, but in the passing game, too, in James Conner. Because, like we said before, they're going to challenge the receivers. And he's getting out on them sneak routes, making plays in the passing game, the screen game. And then you got to account for him. Now, you don't even got to account for him. It's going to be hard to complete some passes.
He's the second leading receiver on the
team. In the backfield.
Man, this is a team that just keeps kind of.
And we're underway here in Pittsburgh.
He wants to throw it. He does.
Tipped out of the air and intercepted. It is Fitzpatrick, the former Dolphin.
Throw it long down the field. That pass will be
Intercepted inside the 10. His second of the game.
So it's Fitzpatrick to Fitzpatrick.
Shallow cross underneath. Deontay Johnson running free. Inside the 10. Cuts back. Touchdown Pittsburgh. Rudolph inside the 10. What an effort. Juju Smith-Schuster.
How did he do that from 26 out? Through the middle, down to the goal line. That is James Conner. He scores a touchdown.
Dolphins made it 14-0. It's been all Steelers since.